both ways.
Sometimes it's hard to build a culture, and so I can see that can fall to the wayside.
Right.
And then, so hopefully you have some things to say about how AI can help solve that problem.
Yes. So yeah. So and at the same time, one of the key lessons, like I attended a session last week, and one of the beautiful saying was, a community starts when somebody stops and begins to care about a particular topic, about an issue or something. That's when those communities begin to form. But for that person to have that continuous way of doing it, like there has to be his why, right? Like he has to be able to give back, that sustained passion should be there, and other ways to monetize it. If we can bring it all together, then I feel there's an opportunity for that community to sustain, grow together. And I saw Chris kind of nodding his head. So is that something that you strongly feel about? Like the sustenance of the community?
Yeah, like
as a leader, a burnout?
yeah, like I mean, we all try to like find ways in which to give to community and like enjoy the community around us, and each one of us here tonight is a part of that community, and thank you for being here. Also, like as you think about a community, think about how you can contribute as well. And different ways in which you can contribute is being here, but also consider giving a talk, consider joining IEEE. That helps make these events possible. And then tell your friends and family if you're interested. So.
That's perfect. Thanks, Chris, for that. So, why am I here? Okay, how did I think about this topic? So I have a son who happens to have Down syndrome. So that was my particular starting point, or that's the reason why I have a strong community, and it's an online community, which I found because I believe that, okay, there's a way to kind of help him live his best life. So that was my why, and I started to build a community around it. And while doing that, most of the communities are live on Facebook. They're like kind of a one-way channel, or there is a discussion, and I've identified a lot of things which have really made a difference for that journey. And that was my starting point, and that got me thinking that, okay, this is a way to get people together, and how can I kind of channelize that community, keep that alive. So here's a framework for most communities. It's not just for AI communities, a 4-pillar framework, starting with understanding, like the knowledge that is kind of for the community, by the community, harnessed by the community. That becomes one of your major pillar. Followed by that, is there a way to connect using your matching algorithms and things like that? And then the third aspect is from your activation perspective. How do you really get that community to activate, contribute, and move along? And the last aspect of it is the sustain, or the using monetization, safety, other ways to keep the community up and moving. Some of the existing examples. So are these things currently being done? Yes, in bits and pieces. You have a lot of these in the existing components, like you have Reddit, which is summarizing all these different insights and making it available. You have Discord, which is certainly making an effort to connect people. You have Strava, which is the activation part of it, wherein the challenges come into picture. But it is very much focused to the fitness community of some. And then the last aspect is, yes, I think sustenance is there in a lot of ways, wherein monetization of courses, monetization of different products. That's a common feature that is out there, but it becomes all the more sustainable if everybody decides to contribute. Any thoughts around this? Like, does that resonate? Yeah?
What is Kajabi?
Kajabi is a teaching platform, and online you can have your own courses. You can, a creator-led. Like, so if I want to teach something, I could have a Kajabi platform.
So you can host courses on it?
Yes. Right. So this is our platform. This is the platform that I'm currently working on. It is called as Ask, Actionable Support Knowledge, and it has all the 4 pillars that we talked about. First is your knowledge, which is through a chatbot, which is kind of the key for all the knowledge that is out there. It kind of harnesses that, builds up that knowledge repository, and makes it available to all the people within that community. The next part is the connect, which is similar to identifying who are the people who have common interests, can be connected. The third part is the part that I talked about, the activation. So here the activation is through challenges. So the chatbot, depending upon the goal that you're working for, recommends that, okay, these are some of the challenges that you can do. And these challenges you can do either individually or you can do it as a group. So that is the activation difference, wherein people are coming together to perform some challenges towards taking those small bite-sized action towards their goal. And then the last aspect of it is the sustenance through ecosystem, like that it has a marketplace and product. So this is applicable for any community. Currently, we've launched it for one of the communities, which is the Down Syndrome Action Plan. And we did that. We have 50 plus members who have signed up. So still it's in its infancy stage, but that was a part of our rollout. I recently started, and then we have up to 7 odd communities that have shown interest and would want to sign up. I also did receive a grant to build this further, coming from the social impact side of things. That was what the grant was received for. And to try out if the model works, we actually did a 321 challenge wherein we invited the community to do 321 miles together as a community. That corresponds with the Down Syndrome Day. And we really had a good response there. So that's where we saw that, yes, if there is a cause and if there is a way to get it motivated, that's something that's possible. Since it's a technology community, I did want to talk about the high-level architecture, but before we go out there, I'm just going to give you a quick demo of Ask. So it starts with your chatbot, and so again, this is not any chatbot that's just taking information randomly. It has all the concepts that most of us are familiar about, the RAG, the data sources. This particular community specifically is for neurodevelopmental approaches. There's a lot of research around it. There are books, there are blogs, and there is an individual that I'm closely working with, Geraldine Spees. She's the founder of DS Action Plan, and kind of revolutionary thinking in terms of what can we do differently. So this is right now geared more towards kids from 0 to 20, but yeah, it's depending upon the community. It can be trained, the knowledge can be harnessed, and it's out there. So again, the more closer you are to the community, the more you understand, you will see why the difference. What is it that it's going to give you differently from any other chatbot? You can visibly see the difference in terms of the response. And then, like I said, okay, to get you motivated, to get you to take action, we have these recommended challenges. So for example, I asked, okay, how do I typically help my son retain some of the information? And it came back with talk about mindset, neurodevelopmental approach, cerebral integration, things like that. And then it gave me 2 things. One is the daily noticing game and a rhythmic movement play game. So these are really small things, and then maybe once you know about it, you know that's like obvious, but it really makes a difference. So these are and there is nothing that helps you make these challenges which are specific to this particular community. So that makes a lot of difference. I can say that, okay, I want to do it as a group, so on and so forth. I create the challenge, and then you can be part of these challenges. You can send invite to your friends. A beautiful, another kind of a agent to keep you on track, keep you motivated. If you fall off the track, it's going to give you a call. all those wonderful things to ensure that you are part of the challenges and you continue to show up and are held accountable towards it. Okay, so that's the challenges part, and then you come to the ecosystem, which is the ecosystem of all the products, services that are particularly relevant for this particular community. It is crowdsourced, so the intent is the people contribute towards this recommendation towards the products that they feel they've used, and they want to talk about it, and then you could also have a way to kind of find those things which are closer to you, and there it goes. So yeah, so that was the place where you, this is the lower environment, so yeah, bear with me. Yes?
But what were the hardest parts to architect this
Yes.
part of the design?
Great question. So, and a good segue for us to get into the architecture discussion. So, from an architecture perspective, we are using the Gemini or the GCP stack for developing it, and it's to me, it was a great way to get started, develop it, and bring it in front of the community. In terms of challenges, I think the challenges from a technology perspective was to be able to handle the context, because it is actually a multi-people chat that is being developed there, so everybody can contribute to it. So maintaining that history, so that was one of the things. Also, since we're using GCP Vertex AI as the engine behind it, it also came with a lot of, I could say, low-code kind of an environment, which helps you in ways. At the same time, there's a lot of learning around it in terms of how do you set the right temperature, how do you validate the responses that are coming, the prompt engineering part of it, the orchestration with, say, the webhooks, the data sources. So yeah, that was interesting and challenging.
How do you save state across multiple people interacting?
So it is
back-end database?
Yes, it is a database that's.
You're saving like chat logs basically, and then
Yes.
is there an aggregator that for a given chat just keeps
Yeah.
it all
Right.
under one chat ID?
Yes. Yeah. So right now, since I would say that we've done some level of testing from the scalability perspective, and since it's using the cloud run and it's hosted on GCP, it has the ability to scale. And but I would say that's an area that we still want to continue to work towards from a response and scalability perspective. Yes.
What's it cost to keep running yourself?
That's a great question. So right now the cost is depends on the usage. It's the token. So I don't have the exact pricing of it, but to the end users we are charging a pretty minimal. I would say it is based on their current usage tokens. Right now it is charged at, to the end customer it is like $89 a month. For the community of 25 to 50 people, that's how we're charging to the end user. But it is based on the data that we worked with the community to see their usage, their kind of how much are they interacting based on that. So yeah,
So are you trying to keep it an equal price for everybody? Even
No,
though
I,
some may be power users and some. I
yes.
see that's.
Right. So that's a strategy. Like again, as I'm still in those early stages, and depending upon the type of community that I'm working with, the cost is in the data that gets consumed for the RAG and those things, and then for the usage, it's the token. So there is a way to track how many tokens are being consumed, and based on that, we should be able to determine if the pricing goes.
Have you done anything to like, I'm sure you've done some, there's obviously thought in the optimization to some level,
Mhm.
but have you considered like a hybrid approach, like running some local, even if it's small models for things that maybe a small model can handle, to kind of offload some of that cost, right? And then, sure, like, you know, the smarter thoughts, if we want, whichever of the big ones you want to go with. I don't know, because I feel that some of this is kind of like what I have in one of my, I just don't have it going to a community to everybody else. It's just selfish just for me, right? Like,
Right.
not this type of
I
service.
completely agree. Yeah, I am with you that yes, maybe using not the Gemini LLM, but a lower end, an open source LLM could also, for this particular use case, it should work. And that's certainly, as we move along, that's in the pipelines, or that's on the roadmap to evaluate how do we keep that cost low, minimum, what are different ways in which the architecture can be replicated onto other environments. So yes, good question. Yes.
Can you share some more about what these chatbots are, what problems they're solving for individuals, or what the content is? Like, what is someone who's in this community asking questions about?
Yeah. So this particular one that I just talked about is specifically for the Down syndrome community, and you could ask any questions like I asked about knowledge, about say how do you read education perspective, feeding, developmental sequence, palette expansion. Like there's a whole different world which I have encountered, and as you get onto that journey, basically the parents want to know, how can I best help my kid? And this is one of the ways in which they can have access to this information, which has been tried and tested with multiple kids, like a lot of parents have used it. But behind the scene, for any community, how do you build this chatbot? So yes, it is using, it can use websites, it can use documents, as well as the database. Like if you have a structured database, all of these three data sources can be connected to train the chat. Yeah? Any other questions?
So when you ask a question, the bot is giving you the answer?
Yes.
And do others in the community see your question and see the answer?
No. So this is for you. This is an individual tool for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the current implementation. One of the asks is, how do you share this information? Like say, I had a wonderful session, I had this, is there a way for me to kind of share this? So the idea that we are, and it is still being discussed, that okay, is can we create a board wherein maybe I can just post that, okay, I like this, and I can post it to a board, and people get to see it, see the question, as well as their most liked answer kind of goes onto the board, and it's then accessible to the rest of the community.
Okay. So the community aspect is people with the same interest.
Correct.
And probably crossover questions.
Yeah. So right now the community aspect is in the challenges. So doing the challenges together. Again, I'm talking about getting your kid to potty train, getting your kid to crawl. To normal people, this is like, that's fine, they will do it. But for people who are going through that journey, if you're going to have somebody who's already done it, or a set of people who are working on that goal, I think that, to me, it should be phenomenal. Like, it's a great way for getting people to work towards a goal. Yes.
Oh, sorry, I didn't cut you off.
No.
I think kind of go a little bit, I feel there's like a little segue from what you were saying. And I guess I'm kind of picturing like, or brainstorming, like maybe there's a way that you could, I mean, you have to think it through, but like people that have all just gone through this, or, you know, like maybe it has a learning element of like understanding each user and where they're at in their journey. Like
Right.
which things it might understand based off what questions they previously asked, and they've maybe hopefully solved that because they're not asking anymore.
Right.
Or they're still learning, and so they have asked many times, so they're more knowledgeable. And maybe there's a way that people could opt in to be willing to share and connect with others, and it could connect a bridge, literally people-to-people community, that aspect of it. And then someone can actually ask a person too. But the chatbot is great for getting this stuff, and then and maybe helping people through things, but because people aren't always available, and not every situation would maybe someone be ready to help someone, but I don't know, it's just, I don't know, I feel like.
That's
it could be
the part where, yes, the community aspect of it is, one of the asks is, okay, can I, can I know who are in my community and can I send invites to them? So that part is being built to understand what are the things that the community values, how do they find each other. So like I showed you the ecosystem part, that is where the product, services, events, so events in terms of what's happening in around you. So you see that, and then there is a way to say that, okay, I'm going to this event or this, things like that. So I'm with you that there is an opportunity to kind of enhance this further to for the knowledge sharing aspect of it. Yeah.
Or even I think if you got an answer that somebody else maybe who's, you know, a few months or a year or two maybe down the path of the same journey, maybe they'd have a comment around the answer they got, like this is a good answer, but be aware of.
So yeah.
But something else I was
Kind of
thinking
a
is,
feedback loop in, yeah.
is something else I thought, like when you said, like, when you mentioned right now, like, it doesn't sound like people see the questions others ask, like it's like anonymous and private, but I feel like, of course, like, it's good to allow the privacy first, so people are comfortable.
Right.
But if people are comfortable sharing their questions and their results, and I imagine this type of community, people might actually be passionate enough, like they're emotionally attached, right, to where they might give a follow-up, like kind of like the survey feedback, like say, hey, I asked this question, this is the result, and here's something
Worked for
like,
me
yes,
and
like
things
there was a
like
risk
that.
or something that didn't work, cautious about, like he said.
Yeah.
And then maybe other people could see the people that have been open to share their part,
Mhm.
and maybe the connection is like, they can see those people and then make a request, would that person be open to, before they know the name, right? Person A, person B, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, there's plenty of ways to do stuff.
Yes.
Live demo?
A live demo, yes. So that was the demo wherein we asked questions and saw the ecosystem. So this is, oh, you're not able to see that. How do I, it's still on the slides.
You might have screen shared with just a specific program or so. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I gave the demo. So this is
Oh.
where you are. And one of the other things that we are currently looking at is we started off with one particular community, but as I am engaging with other communities, there are specialists who are from different areas. Say even in AI, you might have a Claude expert, somebody who's doing OpenClaw or things like that. So these chatbots can become the voice of that expert, a voice of that particular expert within that community. So that's the one that we are, right now I'm working for in this particular community, wherein we have an IEP expert and a person who's an expert on grants and things like that. So all of that information as different bots, and this is again an opportunity from a monetization perspective, a way for all these leaders, people who worked in that space to kind of get some, to monetize their experience and expertise. So that's this, and then we go back here. We ask the question. I've never told you that before.
That's how those sound.
It's just lecturing you, saying, dummy, you did this already. You can't erase the memory.
You can appreciate the live test.
So while it pulls it up, like I was saying, when I asked the question about retaining the information, it pulls back the information about the neurodevelopmental approach of things, the mindset, the matter, and things like that. And then it talks about the challenges that you can do. One of the also the key things that we worked on is the like in the ecosystem we have different products. So the chatbot is actually using AI search to identify the relevant products or things that would really help you, which is already recommended by the community. So it's able to pull that up and bring that forward. So this is, now we asked about palette expansion. The chat agent is having trouble, but yeah, it is come back with 2 challenges that you can do. One is from an consultation and an oral motor observation. So it talks about that. You can create the challenge either as an individual or as a group, private or public, and then save the challenge, go to the challenges part of it, and then you're actually able to see the challenges here, invite the friends and people that you would want this to invite. They have to be part of the community. And then this track part is the group chat where everybody can come together, talk about what's working for them, keep kind of give feedback, say whether I've done, keep it tracking. And the next feature that we're building around that, this is if you fall off the track, then there is actually a voice agent that's going to kind of remind you, call you, check on you. And then you have the ecosystem, which is all the products and services, events that are applicable for that particular community. All of those come up. You have a way to submit the product. I'm a little skeptical about the event map, but let me see if that comes up. So yes, that this will show you all the events, all the things that are currently out there. And then once you say I had added this, I can say I'm going to this event, and it kind of says that, okay, this is kind of, it will change the color, and you would know that, okay, this is one of the popular events that are out there, popular services, popular products. Again, not a lot, not AI integrated at this point, but the intent is to use this information for bringing those communities together. Again, one of the major challenge for any community is to get people onto the platform. Okay, the adoption, that becomes your first point, right? Like people have to know about it and then come. And even yesterday, I heard about different ways of integration. So kind of sending, sending emails, sending messages. So those are all your integration point. I yesterday read about somebody who's gone to Y Combinator and is going to build a community which stays in your iMessages. Like it kind of intercepts that, okay, you're looking for the next 2 maybe VCs or people in your network who are doing this, and then it kind of just sends them a message. So that's an idea that kind of is there in my mind. How do you get in front of people? How do you really give them the information that they're looking at in a timely manner? And I'm also open to suggestions if there are other things that have worked for you all in your community.
So how can we help?
Yes, great question. Before that.
So I'm kind of curious, how did you originally build the database to do this stuff?
Right. So, like I said, I have closely worked with Jerry Speech, who is an expert in this particular domain, and she has her books, she has her blogs. So all of that is the brain behind it. So that I've closely worked. So she is my MVP partner, or I built it with her for this particular.
Okay, so you used that, and then you used you explored that database and built the AI agent from the.
Yes, so the AI agent is actually consuming all of this information as the data sources. Like the agent actually refers to these data sources. It's trained on that data, or not trained. It uses that as a RAG model, and yeah, yes.
And do you incrementally update the database as new knowledge comes too?
So that part is right now not not automated, but that's in the pipeline. So right now it's like, okay, she as and when she's building up the blogs, that part is automated. The agent is configured to kind of refresh that particular data source, that it recrawls the website.
As it's building, as people are.
Yes, so as the blogs are being written, periodically right now it's set to kind of refresh after every 15 days to kind of see if there's anything new out there and crawl those new things.
And are you doing this ethically?
Yes. Great question, but yes.
Ethics.
Okay.
I gave that up for Lent.
Yeah.
For a concept like challenges, are those curated by humans now, or are the challenges being generated by AI as well?
So right now, the part that I showed you, that challenge was generated by the AI. Like depending
Okay.
upon the goal that you're working on, say you want to run, so it will say that okay, maybe start by doing X for achieving your goal, and it will give you a recommendation. That's that part is there. But there is also a way wherein you can click on create new challenge. You can enter what you want to do and take it forward. You had a question.
How did you schedule user testing and core functionality? Did you come up with a core idea and then work with a small community to
Yes.
build out other usability functions?
Yes, that is how we went ahead. I started off only with the chatbot as an idea, like again, and maybe 6 months before, 6 to 8 months, that was the thing, right? Everybody was building chatbot. And this was again a cause dear to me, so that was my original idea wherein I've collaborated with this particular community, which is a 6,000 member community. They were my first go-to, so we launched the chatbot. We got feedback in terms of, like, people were so excited about it. They were like, wow, this is something that is really going to be helpful for me, because at night, if I have to questions, I have something that I can really go to and use. So that was our first feedback from the first set of users. And as we continued to build, I actually did an MVP for the challenges part of it in my community, wherein we had 40 people do these challenges. But again, I did not do that on a platform, but I did that on a WhatsApp, just to see, are people motivated by the concept of challenges? So that was my first MVP. After I built this challenges module, we again tested with the same community for the 321, wherein we invited them to be part of the 321 challenges, 321 miles challenge. The idea was, let's, as a community, walk towards 321 miles. And we did not reach 321 miles. We did 175 miles in that 1.5 week period. So yeah, so that's how we went about testing it, getting feedback.
So, I'm just trying to wrap my head around your service here. So it sounds like from the beginning you were trying to combine, you had those 4 pillars, and now you trying to put those all into one platform.
Yes. So
You have, like, you talked about Reddit and Discord and a chat bot, and so you have these layers, and then you also have like a monetizable element, right?
correct, right.
Cool. Okay.
Perfect. So yeah, that's all of those features go into your chat, your challenges, your ecosystem, and that is the monetizing, the ecosystem and the expert brains. Those are your kind of monetization. Even challenges, there's an opportunity to monetize that. I haven't done that further part, but if it's like, if there is a community who wants to sponsor a challenge, that becomes a monetization opportunity there. Like, you want to get people all to do Google certification and do something like that. So that could be your sponsored challenge, and yeah.
So you just you have a website at the moment?
This is the one. This is the platform. What is that your question?
Well, when it's a link, but it's not public yet. Is what
Oh,
you're saying?
this is the local. This is the environment for development. This is the one that is for the DS action plan. But if how can you help, right? That was the next question. So So one of my thought is there an so right now I'm reaching out to communities who want to build. They are open to using this platform for their community. So if you all know people who are building communities, reach out. So I'm going to talk to you also regarding that. So that's one ask. If again, open for a demo, open to work with them to see how can it really sit into their existing models. So that's one of the ask. And then this is the page where you can just register for interest, for demo, and things like that. Okay.
I got a question about this. This is I'm sort of a devil's advocate here, asking you a question for free consulting. IEEE is a group, It is a
Yes.
community. It is the
Yes.
largest organization for engineering and computer science. So there's a 500,000 people worldwide
Perfect, yeah.
who joined this place and enjoyed it. They have lots and lots of databases and technical papers. They have lots and lots of informational stuff. Every time I try to use their site, I get confused. So what I'd like is a chatbot that I could go to IEEE and say, hey, here's the problem I'm working on. What society might have some papers that
Oh, I
are
would
useful?
love to work with you on that. So that is one of the underlying features that is used. So right now I'm using Google Gemini, that is there,
Right, right,
but
okay.
there are a lot of, like, everybody has that capability,
Right,
but
right.
depending upon the budget and how
Yeah,
things
what
are.
I don't know
can
is
settle
whether
it out.
IEEE doesn't let Google scan their databases. Their databases are available to members or for money, or et cetera.
Right.
So one of the issues would be, I mean, if they have all this private data there already, can they do their own chatbot,
Oh,
not use
yes, they
Google,
can,
you know,
they can.
and would that be something that would be possible with your structure?
Yes, it is certainly possible with my structure. Also, along with that, just let me share. So we've built something called as AI in a box for manufacturing, which is based on Olama, and it does that. Like it is an open source LLM which can be
yeah.
hosted on your environment,
Yeah.
and it can read the data there.
Well, good. I
and-
could see how you could monetize some of your actions by going to IEEE and say, I'll do that for you. But anyway. good.
So yeah,
Sorry.
so thanks, Chris, for the opportunity, and thank you all for the wonderful questions. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.